Hey guys, what's going on? It's Kazan here. Welcome back to another video, and today showing you guys an updated thumbnail tutorial for gaming montages, or just anything really you could do. I'm doing a thumbnail for thumbnail tutorial, so you can do anything. And yeah, that's what we're gonna be. It's kind of an updated version because my last one is kind of outdated. There's so many new things that I've learned in Photoshop and stuff. So yeah. So first, what you're gonna want to do is open up Photoshop and click Create New, and then mess around with the width and height again until you get 1080 by 720, and then with the background contents, make that transparent. I always forget to do that. And just keep everything else. This would be pixels, by the way, and this one should be pixels. So that's inch. So click Create New, and bam. So now what you're going to do is open up and just find a picture and a background. So here's the one I'm using right here. It's just an Overwatch background. As you can see, if you get rid of that, there's nothing there. And then I'm going to use this Pikachu face. So just resize it to however you like, and then to get rid of the right here, press Control T to do whatever. And select it. To get rid of the the background, going to right click and click rasterize layer, and then grab this tool, which you can find by going into this edit toolbar and scrolling down until you find one called what is this called? I literally don't remember. I think it's called the quick selection tool. Yeah, right there, quick selection tool. And you can hold down the button and literally just drag over, and it should do that. And if you want to, if this, you don't want to cut off this ear, hold Alt and then go over that like that, and then bam, just click delete, and then there you go. There'll be some like lines left over, but you can just erase it. And for some reason, whenever I use this, the eraser tool doesn't work for like a few seconds. So I usually just you end up using something and just waiting, because I don't know why that happens, but there we go. So just erase all that stuff like so, and then bam. So now we have our Pikachu without the background. Put that in the corner, and just resize it. So there we go. Now we have the basic, the main thing, and the background. So bam. And if the background is too small, let's say it's like this, for example, and you resize it, and it's like, it's not working. What you can do is hold down Shift and then resize it until it fits the screen, and you can stretch it and stuff like that as well. So just do that until it fits the screen, and then bam. So that is the basics. Now we're gonna move on to adding some text, because everything has to have text. So you're going to click the text and click horizontal type. Change the font. I recommend using a decently big font. I use usually around like 150, I'd say. And then select whatever text. I like Broadway. I think it looks very nice. So click anywhere, and then type in whatever you want. So let's just change this to updated thumbnails. And the reason why you want to make it really big, and I misspelled it, is because you actually I'll probably make it even bigger than this, but let me there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna actually make it even bigger. I'm gonna make it just pretty much, you want a very big font, and then when you click Control T, resize it to whatever you want, and then it's a little bit higher quality. I do that a lot. And if it's not centered and you want it to be centered, what you can do is make sure that you have the layer selected. Click Control A, and then this will pop up. Click the selection tool, and then up here you'll see a bunch of options. Click the one right here that's the line in the middle, and then as you can see, you can do that, and it will just move it. And yeah, I use that one. So after you're done, click Control D to deselect, and there we go. That's the basics. Now we have text. Now what you're gonna want to do is copy pretty much exactly what I do here, depending on your font. So you're gonna do is left click this, or no, sorry, double left click that, and then you're gonna see a bunch of stuff. So what you're gonna want to do is go over to blending in and bus and select contour and texture. Just copy what I have here. So contour, just have the first one, and you want the range to be 100%. Texture, You can just have, I just use a standard, and that's it. Now you're going to add some stroke, because stroke is pretty important. Just copy what I have here. You're going to add a drop shadow. Again, just copy what I have here. Just pause the video. And then you're going to add an outer glow if you want. I usually don't add one, so I'm going to uncheck that, because I add an inner glow and an inner, or not an inner shadow, just an inner glow. And then just, copy what I have there as well. And obviously change it to size and stuff. You kind of get what these things do. Like, obviously the size is how much it is. I keep that at 9. Spread is obviously how much spread there is. Keep that at 5. Distance is, where the shadow is. I keep that at 4. And then opacity is obviously how much you can see it or not. I keep that at 100. And then inner glow, obviously, I don't know what choke does, so I just leave it. Noise makes it like rough and weird. You can kind of tell right there. Opacity is the same thing. Size is the same thing. And then range is just, where it is on the text. So you can't really tell because it's white right now. But, yeah, and then stroke, I literally just kind of guessed with these things, and eventually it came together. So I'm not sure what any of them do. Now you're going to want to add a gradient overlay, because gradient overlays are very important. I am going to go with a blue. So I'm going to just find blue that I like. I'll probably use, do I like sky blue? I'll use this one. But if you do want to change it, you can double left click, and then just click double left click that, change that color, and double left click that. The right one is usually the one on the top. So after you have all that done, with your inner glow, you're going to, inner glow, I'm going to change the range slightly. So I'm going to make it like that. No jitter, because jitter is weird. And then I'm actually might do an inner, no, I won't. I'm just going to leave it like that. That looks pretty nice, as you can see. It's kind of like has a 3D. I'm going to actually increase the size, or not the size, the spread of the shadow a little bit, just like that, because I think it could use a little bit more spread. And there we go. Those are all the effects that we have for this. I'm going to go ahead and add a drop shadow for my Pikachu as well. Let's go down here, change the distance a little bit. Gonna make it, I think I want it just like that. And change the opacity to like that. There we go. Now, if I, unsee all this, you can see there's some stuff over there on top. Just go ahead and erase it so, I don't have any of that stuff there. So, now we have text, we have effects, or you're almost done there. You can add, some more main pictures like the Pikachu. But what we're going to want to do with this is, it's kind of boring. It's a little bit boring text. So I have something very special right over here. I downloaded a GFX pack right over here, as you can guys see. So there's all sorts of stuff. So I go to the light. As you can see, there's a bunch of, lens flares and stuff. So I'm going to grab this one, which is just the standard one. And down here, select the layer and go over here where it says normal. Change that to lighten to get rid of the black background. Then you're going to go up here, click image. Because it's green, we want to change it. So go to image, adjustment, hue and saturation, and then you can change it to the color of your text. So I'm going to go ahead, increase the saturation a teeny bit, and change it to a light blue like so. Then Control T. It's going to remove the color just when you have it selected. Make sure that it's also in front of your text. As you can see, when you select it, it's green, but when you can rotate it and stuff, and then when you unselect it, it's going to turn back into blue. Now I'm just going to, what I do is I just duplicate the layer and just put it on multiple parts. I think that makes the text look a little bit better. You can make it smaller if you want and stuff. So that's what I do for my text pretty much. There's other ways you can do it, but I think this looks really good. As you can see, when I finish this, it will look fantastic. So just keep copy and pasting and duplicating these layers until you got it to how you like it. I might have put a little bit too much, but it is what it is. I always have one that is angled on each side, like on like the first and the last letter, or like the second letter, or the second to last. And then what you can go ahead and do and switch the opacity to like 50 if you want it to be slightly less, which I probably should have done before I copy and pasted all of these, but I'm doing it now. You can kind of just change it to whatever you want. I like it around 50-ish, or sometimes I'll go down to 30. You don't want it too low, obviously, because then you can't really see it. So in this case, I'm going to go to probably around 40, I think looked pretty good. Now, let me see. Yeah, 40 looks nice. So, bam. Now we have the text. It looks pretty good. Looks very stylish. You could add an underlayer text, but you don't really have to. So now you're going to select your text, select the text thing, and just, highlight it. It'll look weird. And you're going to go into this thing right here. It has text with a curved line. Click, when you go to style, click arc. And then as you'll see, there will be this arc. So we're kind of bending our text a little bit. So I'm going to put it around 10. That looks good. So as you can see, it kind of has a little arch to it, which means we are indeed going to have to fix the placement of these. So I, again, probably should have done this before, but I'm doing it now. So, yeah, just, reposition all of these. It'll look great when you're done. I promise it's be well worth it. There we go. So, as you can see, we have pretty good text with some little lens flare things, or optical flares, or whatever you want to call them. Then I'm going to add some underlay text. So, what we're going to do is just do the same font, and I'm just gonna do godly in parentheses here. Bam. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to Control T, shrink it. I'm gonna put it pretty small. I'm just gonna do it right under it. Then what you're gonna do, again, click Control A, selection tool, and the middle. Now it's centered. Control D to deselect. Now what you're going to do is go down to this thing right here, the main thing, and right click the effects button, copy layer style. Go back to here, and where is the button? There should be a button called paste layer style somewhere. Let me see if I can oh, I might have not copied it properly. Copy layer style. It should, yeah, right there. Okay, paste layer style. There we go. Now we have the exact same thing. I mean, you might want to change the color, obviously, because I think the same color is a little weird. So go down to gradient overlay and just change this. I'm going to change it to black and white because I think that looks fine, but I'm going to keep everything else. And you know what? I'm actually going to shrink it down just a little bit more. And, whoops, I don't know what I just did. And go down and center it again. Control D, deselect. There we go. Pretty basic, stuff right here. Then what we can do is color correction. So if we go back to our GFX pack, we can go to contours, and we have a bunch of effects right here. So these are the two that I used in my last thumbnail, or my last video. There's all sorts of cool effects. So why don't we go ahead and put this one on? So drag that on, and resize it so it fits the screen. It's going to be a little bit blurry, but we can fix that. One, we're going to hit lighten, and two, we're going to change the opacity to a little bit lower, just like that. And there we go. Now, it's not going to look, I might actually do that a little bit higher. There we go. So now we have effects, we have, and we have that stuff. Now we're going to move on to color correction. So if we go over, we should be one called color correction, and since this is mainly blue, I'm going to use the blue one. So drag that on, should fit the screen, and change the opacity to around a little bit less, anywhere from, like, I'd say 20 to like 5. As you can see, it makes a little bit difference. Obviously, if it's a 100, you can't really see it, and if it's more, it kind of is weird. So I'm gonna go for, I want it decently high. I'm gonna go for like 12. Yeah, maybe a little bit lower, maybe like 9. Yeah, 9. So as you can see, if we remove it, there's a teeny bit of a difference. It's just color correcting the blue. You can also use any of these colors, and of course, if it's not the color you want, you can go ahead, click image adjustments, hue and saturation, change the hue to whatever you like. So now we have this. I'm going to add in a couple more pictures, because I think the Pikachu's, it's kind of lonely, so let's go grab some more and see what the finished product is. Okay, so I just added a weird ice monster thingamabobber, and I moved all this stuff above, and it's looking pretty good. I'm going to add one more thing from my GFX pack, which I closed for some reason. It is right over here. I'm going to be adding some texture. So if we go to the pack texture, as you can see, we have a bunch of stuff here. So I'm going to add this one. This is actually perfect. I want like an ice type thing. So again, what we're going to do is resize it so it fits the screen and change the opacity down to like very low. So maybe like 10. Yeah, 10. Maybe a little bit higher. Yeah, there we go. So since that's also blue, I'm going to remove the color correction one, and then, you know, just increase this a little bit more, maybe like 22. Yeah, so that's how you do it pretty much. I'm going to put it behind that though, so, you know, it looks a little bit better. So there we go. That is how you do some very awesome thumbnails. I forgot to capitalize the first letters, which could have been a little awkward. And sometimes for me, I don't know if this problem happens to you guys, but I try to change the text after I add a bunch of effects. It doesn't let me. Let me know if that happens to you. If it does, then just copy the obviously go over here, click copy layer style, and just, you know, paste it into a different one, because that's, you know, how it should go. So I'm actually going to put this, in front of that. Same with the ice monster. Where is the ice monster? Oh, it's over here. Okay, so it already is in front. So there we go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And if you guys have any problems, let me know in the comments. So this was kind of a failure of a video, but yeah, bye-bye.